Hey guys, it's Trisha
and Tasha,
the Twins of Media.
Hey, it's Friday.
I need to kind of do that when you do it.
Woo. So how's everybody doing today? It's Friday. It's the end of the week. And if you're here on our live, thank you for joining us. And don't forget to hit share, right?
Don't forget to hit share, guys.
Yeah, so again, thank you guys for joining our live. We have a wonderful interview lined up today. Singer and songwriter RL. I always have issues with my phone.
She's always doing her phone stuff, guys.
Yeah, with RL. So we're going to bring him in momentarily. But before we do so, we're going to play a little bit of his music. It's Flashback Friday, so we're going to play a little bit of his music. So listen up, and then afterwards, we're going to interview singer and songwriter RL. Who's jamming on a Friday? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's all I got. Just play a little music to kind of get us going on a Friday. If we had a challenging week or not, music is always good. It always mends everybody together. So that's the purpose. All right, is everybody ready for RL? And if you're on here, please comment and let us know that you're here in our live so that we can chat with you during the interview. All right? All right, guys. Okay, we're going to bring RL on in 1, 2, 3. We're doing a countdown, right? 5.
Hey, ladies, how you guys doing?
RL,
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. So again, you already know our names. You said earlier, Trisha and Tasha. So thank you for that, and welcome to Interviewing with the Twins of Media. Let me ask you, have you ever been interviewed by twins before?
Think about that, RL.
Being in this industry for like over 20 years, I've been interviewed by a bunch of people, but I will say that I don't think I've ever been interviewed by twins before.
Always the first.
Good answer, because we want it to feel special. Good answer, okay? All right. Well, thank you. How has your day been so far?
You know, it's really good. I woke up this morning. I did my usual routine. I get up at like 4:30 in the morning, get on my Peloton bike, ride like 5 miles, and then I try to work out. I try to keep a routine so that I don't get myself down being quarantined, being in the house. So I just try to find things to stay active. So it's been great. And it's even better now that I'm talking to you guys. So
all right. Yes. Well, thank you so much. So we're just going to be casual here and have some fun with this interview. And one of the first questions for you, RL, is tell us, as during the COVID, we're in COVID. So has your creative process for making music and songwriting, has that been affected? How is it different or changed during COVID?
No, it hasn't changed. The grind never stops.
Yeah.
What's probably changed is the opportunities for artists like myself from my era and my genre. We didn't really have a platform per se where we could reach our fans because, there is a technological gap between us and our fan base. A lot of times they're at work or having to deal with kids and things like that. And now a lot of people have to sit down and they're at home. So that's giving them more time to explore and look back at a lot of their favorite artists and do research and things like that. So that's why it's such a blessing to be on y'all show, because that means people have more time to surf the net and, come view your show and see what little old me's been up to. Yeah. So the only thing that has changed is, more media, more opportunities to show that, hey, we still here.
All right. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And RL, speaking about home life, what has your quarantine home life been like with the wife and your beautiful daughter?
Yeah.
It's I can't lie. Sometimes it's challenging, but it's only because of personalities. Again, I'm a routine type person. I've lived off of a a schedule for over 20 years now. So once that schedule is disrupted, things change. You know what I'm saying? I'm a creature of habit. But having a 3-year-old, her needs come first. Her mood really dictates how the house is. And it's funny, I was talking to, I have a son as well. He's 24. And I
Yes.
talk to him, and it's like he's a man now. So sometimes I can vent to him and we have conversations about it. But luckily, my studio is my safe space. I can come in here and don't tell nobody, but sometimes I'm watching Netflix instead of working. But I got certain shows that I like. So, but yeah, besides that, it's been cool. Like, at the same time, watching her grow and being able to teach my daughter certain things and experience certain firsts with my wife has been really cool.
That's good. Ariel, what are you watching on Netflix when you're kind of sneaking away down there? What are you watching on Netflix?
Well, I started on the new Unsolved Mysteries, but I'm into like the investigative type shows. But I've been watching Finding Dion, which is like a little black kid who's a superhero.
Yeah.
It had Michael B. Jordan in it, and I'm addicted. Like, I think there's one more episode left in the first season, and I'm gonna be so hurt when I'm about to watch the last episode. It's gonna kill me, man.
Yeah. I've been watching the movie. I don't like scary movies. This is Tasha, or any like action packed. I've been watching This Christmas several times over. So
yeah. That's fun, and it's about family.
Yeah.
You can laugh, there's different characters that might remind you of somebody in your family. So that's really cool. Yeah. It's funny because a lot of the shows that were on hiatus, they haven't started taping again because of COVID. But like my favorite show is probably A Million Little Things. I like there's a show with a black judge. I can't remember what it's called, but I love that. There's certain shows like that I'll try to DVR. Me and my mother-in-law will be talking. My wife is jealous because me and my mother-in-law have certain shows. We over there talking like we gossiping like church ladies or something. Right. So yeah.
Good. Ariel, tell us, what is something about the music industry that you miss in this day and time versus when you first started out or in that era? What is something that you miss?
That's easy. Music. And what I mean by that is I'll go into meetings, and it used to be, I'm used to Clive Davis and KG and people like that. The first question is, let me hear a hit record, because they felt like if you have a hit record, we have the machine where we can take this record and shoot you to the moon. I'm literally in meetings and they're like, so what is your followers like on social media? How many hits do you have? Stuff that has nothing to do with making a hit record.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why the music business isn't putting out quality content like they did. Now, there's a lot of great new artists. That's not what I mean. I'm not that old guy in the club with the linen outfit on trying to get attention. That's not what I mean. But it's just that it's not about music anymore. And I think that that's going to hurt even these newer artists in the long run, because I'm living off of stuff I wrote and sang over 20 years ago. My question is, what is artists today, what are they going to sing in 10 years that they're singing now?
Right.
So it's all about residual income. I mean, we are in the music business, but I really feel like a lot of the music I hear now, I probably won't hear in a month. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Ariel, also, how important is it for ownership of like the music that you make and that you write? And then I guess answer it in terms of like the new artists that are out and maybe they're not looking at 10 years from now. How important is ownership?
Well, I think that ownership is important, but I think that nowadays artists are more worried about branding. They're more worried about being able to sell everything else besides music, because the money for them isn't in the music. A lot of times they're not producing it, and they're probably not writing it. It's difficult to say, because the truth is, I think that what we do is we categorize artists in the wrong place, or singers or performers. I feel like I'm an artist. You could put me in a room and leave and come back and there's going to be a painting done. Blank canvas, I can do that. There's other people that are just singers or just performers. They can sell it like a used car, but they didn't make it. That's not theirs, but they'll own it and make you think that it's theirs, and they sell it, which is still dope. But in the end, they're not getting publishing off of that, so it's only touring. I think that if you're a dope writer or producer, then but if you're whack, let somebody else write and produce it and go get your money. Everybody has different lanes, and I think that a lot of times, and even for writers, there's a bunch of writers that are mediocre singers but they're putting out music because they're basically telling the label, look, I'll give you this record for such and such.
Okay.
But if you want that, you got to give me a deal. So
Yeah.
that's why you also hear or you see that the game is oversaturated because there's certain writers that have no business singing this song,
Yeah.
but they're singing it because they're dope writers and
Right.
they made the label give them a situation.
Okay, so speaking of writing, we are in some hard times right now.
Yeah.
You know, COVID, racial injustice. So have you written any songs to go along with the times we're living in right now?
Yes, actually, me and my partner did Pull Up for Lil Duval, and they had asked us to do something else for them, and we did a record called Race. But I might actually do it now because being from the north side of Minneapolis and
Yes.
dealing with Mr. Floyd and all that, it's funny because one of my good friends is actually his attorney. So I've went and met with the chief of police in Minneapolis and things
Okay.
like that. So I did do a record called Race, dealing with the whole situation. My whole thing is I'm not trying to capitalize off of anybody's misfortune. All the money can go to Mr. Floyd's kids and
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor's family and things like that. I'm down. But if not, it'll just be a record that I play for the homies when they come by and, people can see that, I am in tune with what's going on. I do have a heart. And I do feel like we need to fight for, social justice because there is a bunch of things going on that shouldn't be going on.
Right.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah, RL, speaking of that, because you have a 24-year-old son, what are your conversations like with your son with police brutality? What are the conversations like?
I mean, it's a double-edged sword because my job as a parent was always to make sure that my son had a better life than me. But on the flip side, what that meant was he grew up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
So there's a certain amount of street knowledge that he doesn't possess.
Got it.
And that's not his fault.
Yeah.
Only thing I could tell him is to be quiet.
Yeah.
But truthfully, he probably around some of his Caucasian friends and the police stop him and he's probably like, okay, dude, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
He got a little swag, but he's not going to be disrespectful or show any bit of aggressiveness towards, a person of authority, you know what I'm saying? Which is good. But at the same time, he's not understanding if and when his rights are being violated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
RL, the songwriter that you are, who was an artist that is no longer with us that you would have loved to pen a song for?
Ooh, everybody would think I would say Prince because my mother grew up with him and I have history there. But truthfully, man, it's probably Aaliyah.
Okay.
Because we have history there as well.
Okay.
When we were discovered, KG from Naughty by Nature met my group members at the Mall of America because they had a show that Saturday at First Avenue, which is where they take Purple Rain.
Okay.
Well, this was a Friday. They were running late for sound check at Glam Slam, which is Prince's Club, where we were performing Friday night because Naughty was performing Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I was waiting on them because we were opening up for Aaliyah. So I've always respected her talent. I always felt like she never was probably able to grow as an artist like I know she would have if she was still here.
Yeah.
So, I never thought of that. So that's a good question. But it would probably be Aaliyah. Everybody would think Michael Jackson and stuff like that. But walking in a room with Michael, I'd be super scared. And he's such a unique artist that it takes a special kind of song for him. You can't just give him any type of hood record or, something like that. It's something different. He's from another planet. It's different.
Yeah.
I thought Michael. I was going to say MJ. So I thought that.
Mike was my favorite. But again, he's like the couch at grandma's house.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the plastic still on it, you don't want to sit on it, even when she's not there.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. He's too special. He's like that china in that old cabinet that you're gonna get a whooping if you go in there.
Right.
I just don't even want to touch that.
Yeah, that kind. And speaking of Prince and Michael Jackson, how have they influenced your music? Especially when you started out, were you trying to just have their influence with your music and singing and songwriting?
Well, I'm a middle child, so I always wanted attention. So I was a rapper first, which people don't
Oh,
realize. I had a record deal for rapping first.
I didn't know.
So yeah, so Mike was always the person because it just was so effortless. It was like it was easy. It looked like he was meant to do it. Not
Yeah,
saying that Prince wasn't. Prince was more of a musician. He was
yeah,
like a scientist,
yeah.
and Mike influenced me because I wanted to moonwalk. I wanted the attention he got. I
Ooh,
wanted to just walk into a room like he
yeah,
did.
yeah.
I don't care who's in the room. Besides Jesus, anybody under Jesus, it could be Moses. Mike walk in the room, you might be like, oh yeah, partner C, that's cool. Mike, can you moonwalk? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Prince, it was, I met him and I was super scared. I was outside of a club and I walked up to his car. He rolled the window down. I'm stuttering and I'm trying to introduce myself. And he goes, I know who you are. You're Tony's
Uh,
son. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I would love to work with you. And he was like, as long as it's without them. And I was like, who? I thought he about to say my group. I was about to be like, cool. Hi, y'all. he was like, he was like the labels and drove off. So I was like, oh,
oh,
he don't rock with me. And I
yeah.
know that my mother had, some people be like, I went to school with him. No, he used to be at my grandmama house. Him and
Okay.
my uncle hung, so they really, really knew each other. So when he calls my mom Tony, that's her nickname. I knew he really knew her.
Yeah.
But like literally a week later, we were invited out to Flight Time, and that was the first of numerous occasions that we were invited out where they would have like jam sessions. She'd just be on stage, private concert, kicking it, chilling, walking around, and it changed me because walking into somewhere like that, I
Yeah.
wanted to build my own legacy. I wanted people to talk about me with a sense of pride from where I'm from, because it's being from the
Yeah.
same place. I wanted people to go, Prince, RL. Even if it's down
Right.
here, even if he in the
Yeah.
attic and I'm in the basement, as long as my name mentioned, I'm good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
Now we're going to switch it up a bit, RL, and talk about a little bit about relationships. So
let's do it.
during the quarantine, some people had an issue with being at home with their spouses and kids. What about you? How was that for you?
Yeah, yeah.
You had an issue too?
Everybody needs their space and everybody needs a break. You have to think, not only am I home,
Yeah.
but also I'm not on the road traveling, so I also don't have that other time to decompress and have a break and have another outlet. Um, it was little things like going to the gym. So right when the pandemic started, I had to buy a gym and put it in my house. Because having a daughter, that was our main concern, her getting sick.
Yeah.
So any decision I made or any outing I wanted to go to or anything I wanted to do, I had to think of her first. So of course, different personalities. Truthfully, you don't know somebody until you've been stuck in the house with them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
you go through a struggle
Yeah.
where there be the lights out, no water, you know what I'm saying? You broke. There's different things that really test a relationship. But
It does.
I think right now what God is doing is sitting us down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And saying like, yo, focus. Let's
that's
go.
great.
Yeah. He really
So
is.
what about date nights? How have you and your wife organized date nights?
I
Being
mean,
in the house.
I'm luckily I'm boring anyway. I don't like crowds. I've never liked clubs and things
Okay.
like that. I'm simple. I like movie nights. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we'll do that. The problem is we're kind of opposites with that. It's funny. I like getting massaged, and my wife falls asleep from rubbing on me, like literally 2 minutes. I like movies. Literally 10 minutes into the movie, she'll fall asleep and then wake up on certain parts, acting like she wasn't asleep. And I'm like, yo, you were snoring, baby. You were
Yeah.
snoring. It's
Yeah.
okay. Go on back to sleep.
Just
You ain't
thinking.
even gotta fight it. So, but it's been cool. We have to be creative and find ways because
Yeah.
again, you can't have a babysitter,
Yeah.
and it just changes everything. But
Yeah.
it's a blessing, to be able to be here to survive and to be healthy and to be talking to y'all. So I mean, because truthfully,
Um,
she's upstairs with my daughter right now. You know what I mean? So that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it. I can still work, and she's an executive, so she still can work.
Okay.
okay,
Wonderful.
cool.
We'll give them our hellos. And speaking of your daughter, how do you keep her engaged? She's 3 years old. She's in the house. How do you keep her active and engaged being at home?
Well, it's funny because it's scary to me, but she loves music. Like she really feels it. Like we came down to let the dog out the other morning, and I have my mic set up in my gym, and
Yeah.
she was like, "I want to see it." So I handed it to her. She looked at me like, "No, turn it on." Like, what you doing? So she started literally walking in circles like I do with sound check, looking in my mirror, singing like at the top of her lungs, singing Frozen. And I was just like, I know the difference between, oh, I'm going to sing because it's my
Yeah.
here, but she was feeling it, and it's scary to me, but it's
Mm.
beautiful at the same time. The only thing I'm dealing with now is she's at that tantrum stage where she's like me because I'm a perfectionist. Like
Okay.
literally, I'm real orderly.
Yeah.
She'll try to set up her dolls in order, and if one falls, she
Yeah.
starts kicking and crying. Everything's so dramatic. So I'm learning to deal with that because when my son was younger, I was on the road. You know what I'm saying? So I was in and out when it came
Yeah.
to those moments of ooh, and I almost had one a grandma shaker, but I can't. You know what I mean? Because it's a girl, but you want
Yeah.
a little bit. I gotta chill. So
Yeah.
Don't do
I
that.
I let her mom deal with that. But
Right.
she's at the tantrum stages right now.
Ariel, would you let your daughter go into the music industry based on all that you know and you know the years that you've been in the industry? Would you let your daughter go if she showed an interest later?
You know, it's funny because someone had said to me, like, you know, when you decided to go solo, being that I did, you know, stuff outside of my group and things like that. And I hated that term. And I use my daughter as an example. I want to get to heaven and Jesus look over at me and go, you used every ounce of talent I gave you.
There it
That's
is.
what I'm talking about, son. And if my daughter comes to me and says, Dad, I want to be an astronaut, doctor, singer, actress, dang it, we're going to figure it out. You're going to
Yeah,
be
that's right.
every single one of them. That's what we're going to work towards. And I want her to be whatever it is she wants to be in everything she wants to be. I want her to be greedy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if she wants to be a singer, cool. But again, that means you're gonna be a singer, scientist, astronaut, actress.
Oh,
All these, it's gonna be everything. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
It's like
Yes.
boom. I
And
just
she
want her to be
did.
well rounded.
Yes.
We've got a couple more questions before we end this really great, fun interview that we're having with you. We're having a lot of fun.
Me too.
You mentioned earlier that you actually were a rapper. So one of our questions, you know, we were going to ask, is there something about RL, aside from now knowing that you were a rapper, something about you that people, they don't know?
I've dealt with my low self esteem stuff. I've talked about that in my past, but I will say probably that I don't have a lot of friends, and I've tried to, but I'm that guy that, and my wife's super protective of me. I'll give everything I have away. Somebody will come in here and I'll have a brand new pair of shoes I just bought, and they'd be like, "Oh, those are dope, man." I'd be like, "You like them for real? You can have them." Like I'm a giver. I love seeing people happy. Possessions and material things, you know, I like nice things, but I feel better giving them to people than I do receiving them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about like everybody's been doing like virtual concerts and things on social media and things of that sort. Have you gotten into any of that, or would you be interested in giving us an RL concert?
The group did one with Uncle Keith Sweat,
Okay.
and then I did one for TV One's Unsung Live, and it was funny because I was nervous doing it by myself because you're at home.
Yeah.
I did like an hour, but I was able to flex. So what I mean by that is I rarely talk about things I've achieved in the past because I'm so focused on the future. I want more.
Yeah.
But I was able to sing a bunch of records that I wrote for other people that no one even realized. So it was kind of like a smooth little slight flex. You know, let me sing this record I did for Luther, or let me do. It was really cool, and I the reaction I got made me feel really good.
Yeah.
And I think that people don't realize affirmation, even for cats like me that have been in the game for 23 years, means a lot. People think, oh, he know this, or he probably think this. And in actuality, a lot of me and my peers don't even feel like that. We deal with low self-esteem. We deal with doubt. We deal with rejection. So when somebody, you know, says empowering and wonderful things about us, it does feel amazing.
Yeah, it does.
So when you feel like that, RL, what is your go-to song to kind of lift yourself up when you are feeling down?
Oof, that's hard. It'll probably be Commission. Ordinary Just Won't Do, because Commission's my favorite.
Okay.
Have you ever needed someone whose shoulder just to cry on? To easy agony, find tranquility for some that learn. Sweet and gentle touch. That's my joint. Ordinary Just Won't Do. Woo!
Woo, I think you just shut it down.
And Ariel, you know what? You were reading our mind because we were going to ask you to sing something. We were not doing an interview with you without you singing something for us and our audience. And a question we like to ask is, when is the last time, RL, that you laughed out loud? And texting or messaging does not count. When is the last time you just laughed out loud?
Oh, when my daughter was acting grown, trying to walk around like she's doing something, and I'm like, that's my wife. Like, she'll pose for pictures because my wife loves taking pictures. Like, she's like, who pose? Like, every moment, like, I don't care what it is, pose. So daughter, she can copy her mom. So it's probably my daughter doing something like that.
Yeah, love it. Love it. You know, this has been a really great interview. Thank you so much for speaking with the Twins in Media, Trisha and Tasha. We hope that you enjoyed it as well. And our audience. And we want you to say something to our audience before we end the interview. Do you have any words for them, along with yourself and us as well? Everybody's at home. So, you know, they may be creating something, thinking of something to do, like opening a business or writing a book. What words of encouragement do you have for anyone that's watching?
It's funny because my words would probably be, don't feel guilty about wanting more for yourself.
Yeah.
And understand, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. She had to fire an employee. She's a boss. I mean, her business started out making $100,000 a year. Now it's making $100,000 a month. Now it's making $100,000 a week during the pandemic. She owns a clothing store, and she had to fire an employee because he had been selling marijuana out of her store and got caught on camera. And she felt really bad because I guess when she met him, he was maybe homeless or something. And she really tried to help him. And I said, what is you over here all emotional for? I said, do you know why Aaliyah's plane crashed? And she said, no, why, Aurel? I said, because it was too much baggage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, sometimes God will take things away from you so that you can fly higher and give you more. And I love Aaliyah, and I'm not necessarily saying that was her baggage, but that's an even deeper point. Sometimes you're carrying somebody else's baggage that caused you to fall. And I think that you should never feel guilty about greatness. Another thing, and lastly, I'll say, Lloyd is he's like a little brother to me, and I really respect him, super talented.
Yes.
And he told me, somebody came to him and said, man, you changed. And he looked at him, he said, man, you didn't.
Wow.
Don't be afraid to grow and outgrow people. And maybe they'll catch up, and if they do, meet them back there at the summit. If not, keep going.
There it is.
Yes. All right.
There it is.
We must do this again. So we'll stay in touch with you. And again, thank you. And tell your beautiful wife and daughter we said hello, and you all remain safe. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ariel.
Listen, I ain't nothing but wins with the Twins. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. That means the world to me. I can't wait to do this again. Y'all take care.
All right. Thank you. All right. There you have it. RL, thanks. All right. Bye. All right.
That was a fun, cool interview.
Yeah. So we haven't seen the comments yet, but let us know. Christopher Allen, thank you for saying great job.
What up, Chris?
Yeah, we always say, what up, Chris? But thank you for everybody who joined us for the interview with RL. He's a really great guy.
Yeah, really great
guy. A lot of good nuggets. So let us know. Comment if you enjoyed the interview, and comment if you want to say what parts that you liked of the interview. But thank you for watching nonetheless.
I think I like the impromptu commission song.
Yeah, the commission song, because we were going to ask him to sing. Well, he was going to get off the line without singing. So
I was going to do my Friday bit that I always try to sing, but I was like, after that.
I come in late when you do that too.
It wasn't going to hold up next to his
focus. We could have did a duet or something.
I probably should have,
with him. We'll have to do that.
He would have signed it. I would have sing.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. You never know. So you never know. But thank you so much. Hi, Loretta McClendon. Thank you so much for watching our interview with RL. Again, we hope you all enjoyed it. Yes. And my phone was going off earlier. So as usual, I don't know why.
We're going to have to get you squared away with tech support.
Tech support.
Production and all
that. But, we're in COVID, so we do the best that we can, right? And we're going to let you all see our 53-second
cool commercial.
We have some commercials, so we're going to put that
about that magazine. That's called BSM Magazine. That's out right now.
All right, so we're going to play that right now for you guys. Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were going to play it. Here we go.
Enjoy the July-August 2020 issue of BSM Magazine with actress Jennifer Freeman, who talks divorce, being celibate for 9 years, acting roles, and motherhood. Check out the BSM Puzzle t-shirt and puzzle mug. Also shop Isabel Grace Code for 20% off, BSM20. To read more about Jennifer and to join the conversation about racial injustice, head over to bsmandmedia.com to grab your copy today. Follow us on social media and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at BSM Media Group.
But there you guys, and we are back. That was our cool commercial. And I'm sure you guys have already picked up the July-August issue of BSM Magazine. If you have not, you still have time. Head over to bsmandmedia.com and you can grab your copy
today. And we wanted to make mention of, well, earlier this morning we heard the story of Tamar Braxton, and we don't really have all the details. We don't like to be presumptuous, but we will offer our thoughts and prayers for Tamar Braxton and her family.
Yes.
I believe she was found, it was reported
unresponsive.
She was found unresponsive by her boyfriend. And right now, I believe she's in stable condition.
Yes. So prayers to the Braxton family. Yeah. It's been a rough week.
It's been a rough week.
Monday, Naya Rivera, body was recovered.
Yeah.
I know, like ourselves, we were hoping for a different outcome. However, we didn't get that.
Yeah.
And we just want to send out our sincere thoughts and prayers to the Rivera family.
The Rivera family, yes.
Her friends, her fans, and everybody who knew and loved her. Such a tragic accident.
And that goes back to, we never know what someone is going through. And we can look perfectly well on the outside, and then we're dealing with a lot of stuff mentally, internally. So our thoughts and prayers for anyone. And if you are experiencing something where you're just not feeling yourself, we just pray that you reach out to someone that you trust and reach out to professional sources, because all of us, we're all dealing with a different way of life right now, and everybody is affected differently. So again, the wellness for everybody is our main concern. You don't have to be a celebrity. It does not matter. People are people. So
yeah, you know, I think you and I were talking about that earlier before joining the wonderful people on this live.
Yeah.
We were talking about just having that circle, that support. Life is up and down.
Yeah.
And you have your ups, you have your downs, but know who is in your corner, who your support system is when you're up and you're down, because you never know how things are going to affect you and how you're going to cope.
Yeah. And feel free to comment on any of the stories or information that we bring to you, any topics rather that we bring up to you. Feel free to comment so we can keep the conversation going, because ultimately our goal is to make sure that when everybody comes on, we're better having come on than not, and that we're all well, mind, body, spirit, and soul. So that's very important.
Right. And the cool thing is, if you're not watching the live, you guys can watch the replay and still keep the conversation going.
Still keep the conversation going. Yes. We don't have the photo up, but we mentioned, well, it's in the commercial that we just showed. And it's you still can do the what is
Isabel Grace for the month of July, guys, for the entire month. You guys get 20% off if you go to the website, isabelgrace.com. And that's our gift from us to you to say thank you for supporting BSM Magazine, BSM Media Group, and the Twins of Media.
And don't forget to comment, like, what have you been up to during the week? We always mention, have you decided to write a book? Have you opened a new business? Have you
learned a new recipe?
Hobby?
Clean the house. Just anything
that makes you feel good, or something that you always wanted to do. Please share it with us in the comments and let us know. And then we would like to congratulate you on taking that step forward. So most definitely, one of the topics that we had was this is some days ago, but it revolves around beauty and inner, your inner self and things that you want to do to make yourself feel good. But we love the story about let's see if we can go ahead and show
our girl Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, let's see if we can show on here. Production, this production thing is.
I think production is on a break this Friday.
They may be on a break this
Friday. Yes.
There we go.
We need to call HR.
Not sure.
Who do we need to talk to in HR about production?
Yeah, I'm not sure who we need to call. So, but we're gonna show you a picture of Tiffany Haddish, who recently cut her faux locks out. She had faux locks, and from there she went ahead and cut off her hair. And so
she actually did it on Instagram Live, right?
Yeah.
Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, she cut her hair, and I think a lot of her followers were wondering if there was something wrong,
Yeah.
if she was sick or if she's going through something. But basically, she said she just wanted to see her scalp, right?
Yeah,
she said she know every mole on her body, and she just wanted to see her scalp.
Yeah.
And so, very interesting. What do you think about that?
There it is. Okay, we've got the picture of Tiffany Haddish. It took us a moment, but yeah, we've got the picture of Tiffany Haddish. But I think if it makes her feel good,
Yeah,
that's what matters most. You have to do what makes you feel good. And sometimes people think that when you cut your hair off or you do something in that drastic manner, that there's
like you're going through something.
there's something wrong. You're having some kind of breakdown of some sort, and that's not always the case. And it could be a healthy inner type of thing that's happening.
Freedom thing, kind of free yourself from past relationships, past toxic things and stuff like that in your life. So yeah, I think she looks pretty good.
Yeah. And what do you all think about Tiffany Haddish and her shaving her head? And do you have you done something?
You like it, not like it?
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
Comment.
Did you ever do something like that? Have you shaved your hair in the past?
Yeah.
Just let us know.
And your reasons why, because a lot of times for a lot of people is the process of starting over.
Yeah.
It really is the process of starting over. And again, it does not have to be something, a bad thing or something wrong, or, you're just going through something really that's really drastic other than making yourself feel good.
Right.
So, yeah. So, and then the main thing with Tiffany, as we actually had an article that's on our digital site, she wanted to see her scalp.
Sometimes she just wanted to see her scalp.
Sometimes it's that simple. She wanted to see her scalp. So, yeah, kudos to Tiffany for doing whatever you're doing to make yourself feel beautiful. So
So what we got coming up next?
So I think we have Tamara. This is also a story that ran. This past
we're partial to twins, Tia and Tamara, because we're twins. Go figure.
But Tamara she made an announcement, I think earlier this week. I'm not sure if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. The days all run together for us.
I think it was actually Monday, because it coincided with the news about Naya Rivera. And she was hesitant about, breaking the news herself because she didn't want to take light away from that. But I think it was already being reported. So she went ahead and just mentioned.
She went ahead and just mentioned. But, and kudos to Tamara.
That she's leaving the real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's got some fabulous projects and family time and things
she's
of
an
that
actress
sort.
Through and through. And I've actually seen her post some flashback things about some of the movies. I think, what is it? What was that movie? Twitch or something with twins.
I think, you may be right. Yeah, you may be right.
And then also it was another 17 again. I think with her. No, Tia posted that.
Okay,
I get them mixed up. But anyway, we're gonna miss her at the Real. I'm wondering how that dynamic is going to be now, because Tamara, she's like the she kind of balances out the show. She's really sweet spirit, but she's also that friend that will just tell you how she feels and how it is, but in a loving way. So I'm just wondering, who are they going to get to replace her? Because I'm thinking, like, who replaced me?
Amanda Seales, which I believe she came onto the Real in January, and then
she left too
in June.
So that leaves Jeannie Mai, Lonnie Love, and Adrienne Bailon Holton.
And sometimes in those situations, whether you're a singing group or a talk show, I believe, what may happen is they may see if we want to keep 3 people, add 4 people, keep it at 5. So it'll be interesting to see what that dynamic is.
And you never know. I know that, and this is kind of like, it's kind of on subject, but not, when the show Girlfriends. The Girlfriends guys, the show Girlfriends, Tracy Ellis Ross and Golden Brooks and Jill Marie and Persia White. I think I'm saying the names right. I got it.
and Loretta, we have some comments. Loretta said, for something new, Loretta McClendon, one of our viewing audience members, thank you. She's attempting to learn a new language. Loretta says it's not going so well. What language, Loretta? If you can respond and let us know what language.
And what platform are you doing it online, an app? Let us know, and then put it also in the comments because maybe somebody else wants to learn a new language during the quarantine and the summertime.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool. I was it's online. I don't know if it's an app, but it starts with a D. And I was trying to brush up on my Spanish. And I kind of left it. I have to go back to it and get back to doing the Spanish.
I took German in school when I was
still say some German words.
When I was in middle school, but German is a very it's
very hard.
It's not a very pretty language.
Yeah, not a very
yeah. But I remember my numbers, my colors. What about
good morning? You do that in German too.
Guten Morgen. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were.
I took German, so I really wish I would have took Spanish or whatever. I've always wanted to be fluent in Spanish, but it's never too late.
When we first moved from California, I would have individuals walk up to me speaking. They said, habla español, and I'm like, muy poquito. Muy poquito.
Yeah, that's happened a few times, and then with my children, it's happened a few times. And I'm like, no, they don't speak Spanish.
Or the Caribbeans or something like that.
Christopher Allen, and he left a comment in response to what the topic of Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
He says, I vaguely heard about that, but he had been struggling with his scalp and losing his hair. And so for him, shaving it all off was very liberating for him. I'm paraphrasing as far as what Christopher Allen, also a viewing audience member, that's his comment in our lives.
So thank you for sharing that, Chris. I'm pretty sure somebody can benefit from hearing that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
And I was going to go back, piggyback, and finish what I was talking about with girlfriends.
Yeah.
When Jill Marie, I can't think of her last name, her character Tony, when she left the show, it did something to the dynamic of the show Girlfriends. So I was wondering about that with the reel when we just spoke about Tamara. But I'm sure they'll bridge something together and it's going to be great.
Yeah. I also believe this week was the 5-year anniversary of Sandra Bland's death. I believe.
Say her name.
Yeah, say her
Sandra
name.
Bland.
So we did want to make mention of that in our live, and no matter what we talk about or what we discuss, the feelings of racial injustice and not forgetting anyone that has been unfortunately associated with a hashtag, that they are not forgotten. And I know we go about our lives and we continue to have conversations and things of that sort. And sometimes we figure if we don't see anything or if we don't hear about anything that we have forgotten. And I don't think that's the case with a lot of us. So we did want to go ahead and reflect on, her 5-year anniversary.
Okay.
Death, which we don't want to remember that part, but
we don't. We actually want to not even have to deal with another hashtag.
Hashtag. Hashtags back in the day when we were younger were like just for the phones,
right?
Now and hashtags are still associated with social media, but a lot of times they really become associated with someone's demise, at the hands of police brutality and racial injustice. And that's something that we want to stop now, completely stop.
Completely stop. Yeah.
Again, if you're on our live, thank you for joining us. And we hope that you enjoyed the live so far in our interview earlier with singer and songwriter RL. And we appreciate your presence. And again, we always say we hope that you're better having been on our live broadcast than not, and continue to have a conversation with us on any topic that we brought up in the live. And as we mentioned earlier for the giveaway, don't forget you'll have to keep visiting us in the weeks to come, that we'll have continual giveaways, including some cash giveaways. So you always want to tune in to the Twins of Media Live. But for this giveaway that we have for this week, it goes along with the issue that we have out for our July-August issue of BSM Magazine. It is the Isabel Grace.
Mm-hmm. But before I mention that, have you guys got the issue?
Yeah, I've gotten the issue. And tell them, where can they get the issue again, Trisha?
They can get it at bsmandmedia.com.
Yes,
that website that houses BSM Magazine.
Yes,
and grab your copy today.
Grab your copy. We've got some wonderful stories. Our cover story with Jennifer Freeman is our cover story. She talks about being celibate for 9 years, raising her daughter, and talks about raising her daughter during COVID and her journey to wellness. She had to get to a place where she was well and taking care of Jennifer and all things that makes her a better person for today. So we've got lots of great stories in there. We've got our tribute article for George Floyd, in honor of George Floyd. So we've got that inside of our current issue as well. Different types of topics on divorce and parenting. So it's a really great publication. We're not being biased, but we do hope that you grab your copy of BSM Magazine, our July-August issue. And you can get that at bsmnmedia.com.
Yeah, and so also in the issue, guys, we have a giveaway just for you.
Yes.
Because we like you guys.
We
want to say thank you for your support.
Yeah.
IsabelGrace.com.
Yeah.
Go to the website. You guys can use the code BSM20 and get 20% off. Get your shop on. And while you're there, guys, pick up something for your girls.
Pick up something for your girls. And stay tuned to, as we bring to you more of our interviews, for the culture of BSM Magazine, which for some, if you do not know, is celebrity news, entrepreneurs, and lifestyle. So we touch upon all those different topics that pertains to our culture. So we hope that you'll join our broadcast again. And we look forward to bringing you more stories and interviews every Friday.
See, I wanted to do that when RL was on. But I was like,
all you have to do is take a sip of our water, our good fine.
But I thought about it. I said, if I do that when RL is on and my voice cracks,
well, we could have done a duet or something.
I could have did a do-over.
Yeah, we could have just both chimed in.
Yeah, we could have done that. Yeah.
So maybe the single
second interview, maybe
a second interview, maybe a single would have happened.
Join in with his singing too. We can have like a little group. Okay,
just never know. Just never know. But don't forget to comment on our live and let us know that you're here. Well, after the live is off of the air. And again, we always like hearing from you. Any topics that we discussed in our live, let us hear from you guys. We want to hear from you.
You kind of have your news broadcast thing, right? You've been watching a lot of news this week.
No. Well, that goes back to when
she used to
talk in the mirror.
That's what I was going to say that, but I didn't want to put you out there like that.
Well, you just did a few seconds ago.
Okay, I just did.
Yeah, a few seconds ago. But many of you have probably read the story on my Facebook page, my personal page. I always talked in the mirror when I was younger, and I would go in the bathroom and I would talk in the mirror and act out different scenes. And as life went on, if I was in middle school and stuff like that, anything that happened at school, I would come back home and I would do a reenactment of it. So, and
your reason for not doing the hard news is because it's hilarious.
My heart is too soft for that. And I'm I don't like scary movies. I don't like violence.
You would have never showed up on scene to do the news broadcast.
I probably would have.
They would have said, "Where is she?"
Yeah, but I had the microphone there and not me. It's too much. I believe Oprah Winfrey also had that same issue where she couldn't do hard news.
Yeah, I think she did
do hard news as well.
Yeah, so. I think so too.
Yeah, But what else do we have going before we end our lovely, wonderful live?
Really, just checking in with the people. Hope they enjoyed the live and the interview with RL.
Yeah,
and also too. What are the plans for the weekend? And what are you guys doing on Friday? Staying home, but what are you guys doing inside? Wherever you go, guys, mask up. We do have our masks. We're around family, quarantine with family. But mask up and make sure that, you guys take care of yourselves. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much it. Remain safe, keep safe.
Yeah, it's really important. Holly Robinson Peach, she actually, I believe, I don't know if it's today or yesterday.
Okay.
Her cousin-in-law, her husband's cousin, was 35 years old and just passed away.
Wow. With
COVID. Our condolences to their family. And I believe the cousin's mom is currently in the hospital battling COVID. And so, again, we don't want to make this like humdrum, but we do want to extend our thoughts and our prayers to all those who are dealing with COVID. Praying for healing for their bodies and comforting thoughts and prayers to those families who have lost loved ones to COVID. And you know what? For anything that somebody's dealing with, we just want to lift them up in prayer. You can never not have enough prayer. Want to shout out because she's one of the sweetest people that we have had the opportunity to meet doing this media thing. I think the first name is Brittany. I think she goes by, what's the nickname that she goes by? Is it B Powell?
Yeah.
Her name is Brittany.
Yeah.
Powell is her married name. And just want to also just send out some love and some hugs to her.
Yeah.
You know, she's
one of our
sweet,
Facebook friends on Facebook.
Really
yeah.
sweet individual, always kind and things like that. So just sending out, you know, some healing thoughts and prayers for her and comforting thoughts and prayers for her family. And I just wanted to say that because sometimes we don't really get to say something, or we forget to say something, or we never say anything. Yeah. And you want to make sure that you mention people, give them their flowers, and love on them while they're here.
Yeah, because she is showing tremendous strength and her attitude towards it. She does these videos on her Facebook,
dancing
videos of music. And I believe the last video she had on Facebook was, what was the song?
I don't recall the song.
It's a Marvin Gaye song. I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. I didn't even. I thought yesterday was Friday, so I'm like,
right.
A day off.
It happens. It happens. Yeah. So you know, it's a good thing that she's keeping her spirits up. So we just want to lift her up in prayer. And anybody, if you guys are, you know, needed someone to, you know, pray for you with you, it's okay to drop it in the comments.
Yeah, it's okay to drop it
in the comments. With prayer, guys.
We're not going to do a live or communicate with anyone as if we don't pray, and we can't all pray for each other. It's okay. And, you know, we can pray silently, we can pray out loud, we can pray in a comment, but so long as we pray for each other, because as we mentioned earlier in the interview with RL, we are living in some very difficult times, and we want to make sure that everyone is okay, especially if you are on our live. We don't take it for granted. We want to make sure that you are okay. And then life happens after the live. Life happens after we get off of social media. Life happens when we are not on that phone call with someone. We still have to deal with ourselves. And we want to make sure that you're okay.
Right. I didn't finish. It was a message, Joel Osteen, and it was 2 weeks ago. I was watching it on YouTube last night. I didn't finish it. But somewhere in the message, it said, don't let the valley fool you. God is in control.
Okay.
I think I have that last part.
That's a good thing to end on.
And I was like, you know what? Don't let I'm going to say it like this. Don't let that valley fool you guys. God is in control.
God is in control.
Yeah. And that means whatever you're going through, don't let the low moments have you so low that it fools you that you can't remember how good God is and that he can bring you right back on up. Yeah.
Amen. And that's really great words.
Yeah.
Great words to end.
I try to do a little something.
Yeah, great words to end.
But it wasn't my words. I was watching
but it's great
YouTube.
Words to end our live, to end on something that's encouraging.
Right.
And will give people hope to keep going another day. And so we encourage everyone to keep going another day and be blessed at the gift of life.
Yeah, we like that, Loretta. Indeed, we all believe the same. Yeah. And that is so true. And that's why I don't understand racism and hate, you know, because it's like, how can you hate someone who was created just like you were?
Because underneath our skin layer, we're all the same.
Right.
I mean, the skin layer is the only difference as far as the color of it. And
I think somebody asked me one time, what do you think? Hate and like racism, to me, I sum it up to fear.
Yeah.
You know, we fear what we don't understand.
Yeah, we don't know. And then, and we're not wanting to understand because maybe we, will feel like something will be taken away from us. You know, if I compliment you, is that going to chop?
It's actually going to bless you.
Chip away from who I am.
No, it's going to bless you.
And I always tell people, your arm is not going to fall off if you give someone a compliment, because, you know, we look better giving someone a compliment.
Right.
We feel better, and it's the weight of not doing so. And
being able to release, I mean, you can't bless anybody holding that stuff in. So being able to release that is actually a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing on this Friday, guys.
On this Friday. Well, we're going to wrap it up. That's all of our broadcasts.
Did you guys have a good time today?
All of our broadcasts that we have for today. So thank you. Again, comment on any of the topics that we talked about during our live, the interview, the subject matters, all of that. Feel free to comment. Again, you can comment well after the live is over. You can go back and look at the replay.
Before you go, now I put a post up and I didn't see anybody put any comments. I was trying to ask for some suggestions on hair care products that will keep your hair straight in this humid weather. I did have my hair down pre-live, and I had to put it up because it rained today and the Houston weather doesn't play. So if you guys know of any products, I just want to throw that in.
Okay.
Quick. Is that okay, Latasha?
Hey, I mean,
I'll put it in the comments because
yeah.
I'm looking for something to, my hair curls up and it frizzes when I try to wear it down. So if you guys can help your girl out and put something in the natural hair, I don't have any chemicals in my hair. So
yeah, same here.
something that's going to keep my hair straight in the humid weather where I don't have to always put it back up.
Yeah. And I've been braiding my own hair because thank you. I've been braiding my own hair. It's so easy for me, the convenience. If you have braids in your hair, or you've got a hairstyle that's all about convenience for you, also drop that in the comments. I have personally been braiding my hair because it's hot where I live, and I am not fighting with this heat because this heat is not kind to my hair.
Yeah, I tried it today. I mean, it was cute at first, and then all of a sudden it started curling and frizzing, and I was like, okay.
So this is so convenient. It's get up and go, even if it's get up and go to the living room.
Yeah.
It's convenient. So, and sometimes we just get up and go from the bedroom to the living room to the kitchen to the other room, to the other room. But nonetheless, it's a blessing to be safe inside of your home. We're going to end reminding everybody to mask up. And if you want to
mask up and grab your copy of BSM Magazine today.
And where can we get that again, Trisha?
You can get it at bsmandmedia.com.
All right, there you have it. And we're going to take you guys out by playing, I'm all in the camera, sorry, by playing our commercial again before we end. Thank you so much. And until next time, guess what? Talk soon, guys.
Love you. Friday.
Right.
Enjoy the July-August 2020 issue of BSM Magazine with actress Jennifer Freeman, who talks divorce, being celibate for 9 years, acting roles, and motherhood. Check out the BSM Puzzle t-shirt and puzzle mug. Also shop Isabel Grace code for 20% off, BSM20. To read more about Jennifer and to join the conversation about racial injustice, head over to bsmandmedia.com to grab your copy today. Follow us on social media and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at BSM Media Group.